Hi YouTube. I had to wait till the washer and dryer stopped going. What are you all looking at? You are looking at the fat. Remember the video I uploaded yesterday? So for Soapmakers, how to render suet, in parentheses beef fat, for tallow, for soap making. This is the beginning of the process because I have to process the rest of my beef fat here, which is probably about 15 pounds right there. So this is how you do it. I know you see this all crumbled up here. It's best to break this down this way. I did not cut this up. I'll show you how I did this. For those that make tallow soap, this is the easiest way that I found to do this. You can see this dry piece right here. This needs to come off. And I put all the pieces that are like this in a bag. So you can hear unwrapping. It's a fat casing. And I throw that away in a bag like this here. These are all the pieces that I could use but will not be using because I just want pretty much these either pink outsides here with white insides there. I pretty much want them. On these you can see there are some veins because fat itself has no vascular system, but in order for fat to grow it needs a vascular system, so these little veins are going to be coming out. And I pull them out because I don't want them even cooking down in my soap. And I'm not going to get all of them, but the majority of them will come off. So this is what I do, and I have one set up already to show you. See this? The little fat cells stuck inside of there is not going to do me any good, and so that's all just going to get thrown away. So I pretty much take this out in these chunks and try to salvage as much as this as I can. If I can't, then I just, throw it in the garbage bag and keep pulling out. You can see when you get it hanging on like that, you want what's hanging, not the hanger, not what's attaching. And you keep pulling that apart. See these big pieces like that? These are what you want to get out of the fat nodules, out of these little wrappings that they're in. I call them fat kernels because they're just kind of wrapped up in there until you pull it off. So this piece is kind of vascular, so I'm gonna crack it and break it in half, and I should be left with all these vessels that I don't want. See? Vessels we don't want. So after this is all broken down and all the little vascular pieces are removed, this will make a cleaner tallow because I don't have to worry about skimming off too much. Whatever casing is left on here that I did not get off, actually it'll just float to the surface, and I skim that foam off. If you get that thick foam on there, I skim it off, and it helps for a cleaner tallow. Because I've made 2 so far, and my total of the 2 weigh 7 pounds 6 ounces. We'll just say 7 pounds 7 ounces because it's 7/8 of an ounce and then 1/4. So yeah, that goes in there. So after you get it broken down, and you're going to want to try and get it to medium-sized pieces. See, like I missed some casing there. You want to get it to medium-sized pieces or smaller little chunk pieces like this here, because this is going to be processed. And we're going to put this on and lock that in. If you have a pulse setting for this, let's see if I can show you here. Flatten this out so you can see that. Let's see. I think you can see that pretty much okay. Not the tray bending away. I'll move the tray for you. Okay, there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 3 setting on my mixer here. If you don't hear any chunks anymore, turn it off. And This is the result. It's not ground to powder, but it's fine enough for me to just dump it in the water. And the water's not on yet. It's all still cold, so that's that. And you're just going to keep doing that. And most times, I'll show you this. See the little veins that are still holding on? They really don't get put in there because they end up coming out here onto the spinner. So that just gets thrown away and helps in the cleaning process. So if you mill it down small enough for the fat to start breaking down, it's easier for it to start melting. And so I think that's a little bit easier. I saw a video where I don't know who she was, but I watched a video. It was a really short one, but she took her beef fat that's in a bag like this, and like this big size, I'll say, and she put it in the pot without any water, and she started to render it down, which is fine, but not really fine, because she started cooking the fat and it started turning brown, and that does not yield a white tallow. You end up with pretty much a brownish tallow, and I mean, there may be some benefits to that. I don't know. I haven't, made a tallow soap yet, but I'm pretty sure in the soap making world you don't want brown tallow. So this is what it's best to do. Just get it down to the smallest pieces that you possibly can, and then grind it up, and then put it in the pot right here that has about 6 cups of water in here. And I still have to grind up and separate all of this here in the bag, but that's okay, because it's all going to fit in the pot. And halfway through probably this one here, I'm going to turn this pot on so that it can start to cook down and I can add more. That doesn't add to the cooking time, it just means it's going to take probably about 2 more minutes for it to start getting down, depending on how hot the water is. So that's it. Now you see the process of breaking it apart. It's really easy once you get those kernels out. The kernels are, once you get past all that shell casing, that casing, it's like it's really easy. You see, you break it down. You just break it in half. It's really soft. Well, it's not soft, it's hard, but it's not that hard to break apart. Okay, YouTube, that's that. I don't know what I did with my hand too. Okay. That's how you break down suet for tallow. Later.